Maeshowe, or what do you call it? Ooh, nice close
Division 2, Johnny. I call it
one. Yeah.
Division 2.
I was going to call it Trade Central because this is where all the trades are, bar one.
It is. And so...
But look at the top one. Whoa, I hope that doesn't got a quick score correction on Thursday.
Yes, it was a very, very, very close game. And this is the one that we want to start on, Johnny, because it's the Belfast Benchwarmers. After the big trade, Kelsey for half the team, gave away Kelsey for half a Portland Lumberjacks team. Started 3, 1 was on bye. Started 3, 1 was on
Kamara,
bye. Gets
24
win
points.
number 2 out of 2 since the trade.
Mm-hmm. Who did he
Kamara,
again?
Ridley, and Hopkins all
Hopkins.
scored 24.65, 26.55,
27.
27.5.
And that's your win. There you go.
And that's your victory, you know. So you can have all the bagels you want, Hunter Henry. It doesn't matter because he got those players in the trade, and it has proved very, very fruitful for him. He had
Is that a
Williams out,
2-game win streak or a
out.
3-game win streak?
He's on a 2-game win streak since the trade was made. And he's on a
Definitely.
2-game win streak overall. So, I mean, Portland Lumberjacks, you know, as I say, he's sitting. It looked an absolute disaster when Kelsey went off, but he came back on and he was much better when he came back on and he got his touchdown, he got his 33 points.
It's just unfortunately came up against the Whitworth Educators and 271 points.
He did. And, you know, 209 points with Jones, by the way, in the starting lineup, with Stevenson in the starting lineup. So, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with the team whatsoever. The Portland Lumberjacks are sitting 3-2 and are going to do just fine. But the Belfast Benchwarmers scored big time with that trade because the three are that's not it's 2 weeks in a row now. That trade has gotten the win, and it was such a close one as well. 181.4 to 180 points, less than a point.
Yeah. And of course, this is where the Crew Juggernauts lost their unbeaten record.
They did. They all went, and there's 4-4-1, 3-4-1. Sorry, but yes, the Crew Juggernaut lost their winning record to the Bognor Regis Falcons, who got up to 4-1 as well.
Yeah.
They had Richardson though. There's Richardson, boom, down. See you later. 5 points up against Hearts. That's a 34-point deficit that has to be made up of everywhere else.
Sorry, somebody came to the door.
I'll just yap away.
My middle girl had her Barbie disco.
My feet hurt.
Oh wait, they didn't even dancing away.
Can you turn off the mic?
Poor lamb.
I'll tell you something happened.
So I'll talk about the fantasy, Johnny, while you're dealing with that. But yeah, Crew Juggernauts had Richardson out, 5.07 points. So that's where it's kind of came from, you know. If Richardson plays the rest of the game, you got to think he's going to pick up, you know, kind of 20 points at least. But alas, he did not. He went out. McCaffrey didn't quite do his thing. And yeah, it was the O came. He's got Cooper coming back off bye for next week. He's got Allen coming back and he's got Palmer coming back. So, you know, better weeks ahead. And a great win for Bognor Regis Falcons, who are now joined them at 4-1. And Montgomery, Jacobs, Hurts. He's got JJ. JJ's got to he's got to replace JJ. And he's got Tank Dell, who's probably going to be out this week. But he does have McLaughlin on the bench. So that's going to, and he's got Walker coming back and he's got Moore coming back. And now I've got Johnny coming back.
You got me coming back now. Yeah, sorry about that. My daughter was telling me something what happened. So what were we talking about there?
Right. I hope she's all right.
Yeah. She's just had a school disco. So, pork belly won.
Pork belly won. Cavity Porkers got off the mark. I mean, 173 points, so it's not exactly to be written home about, is it? But a win is a win. You only need who's in front of you.
But then he obviously has lost A-Change, so he's not going to be happy with that one.
Yeah, A-Change is obviously it's a problem. But when you're playing against folk that are leaving Tyler Lockett in their starting lineup, you know, you're on a good thing when he's on his bye week.
Especially when Zach Moss on the bench. But yes, it's a...
Yeah, Zach Moss on the bench. So yeah, it's Good win for Pork, and it's winning breeds winning. I always say it, winning breeds winning. He's off the mark. Everyone's off the mark in this league now. We have no O's in sight. No
Well,
O's at
that's
the
good.
top, no O's at the bottom.
And
So
so next
3
week,
games behind, that's all Birmingham Giants are. Birmingham Giants have scored 935 points and they've only got 1 win. That's a bit harsh.
that is a bit harsh, that one. Like.
When you've got Belfast Benchwarmers at 3-2 on 884 points, but their points have all came the last 2 weeks after said trade. And the Portland Lumberjacks are sitting there at 3-2 as well on it's a 1-game losing streak, but they're sitting there at 3-2, and now they're looking over their shoulders right at Belfast Benchwarmers.
Are they playing each other yet? Oh, they're playing each other this week.
Oh, they're playing each other this week. It's a big one. There's only one. There's only one game of the week this week.
That's just a game of the week by a long.
This is the game
of
the week.
He's
And
got
he's
the joke
starting
on.
all 4 players. Kamara starts, Ridley starts, Hopkins starts, and Njoku starts.
How to rub it in. And he's still
Kelsey starts. So yes, that is a very interesting game. I will be looking for the result of that when that comes in later on.
I'll be keeping an eye on it through the game as well. So.
And Port Belly, after his first win of the year, Cavity Porkers, they're up against Darlow Destroyers, the 2-3 Darlow Destroyers. So this a chance. He's got to do something about Achan, obviously. But Darlow Destroyers have got Warren on bye week. They've got Reed on bye week. They've got Ford coming back. So good chance for Port to get something, another win on the board. And the other ones that are needing to win again, they're playing a 2-3 team. The Birmingham Giants are playing the Rhine Cardinals. And with Jamar Chase in, Tua in, Nico Collins, Mark Andrews, Goddard, Laporta. He's got 3 tight ends in the line. And I'll tell you what, they're 3 good scoring tight. When they have their weeks, they score big. So I don't blame them.
He's starting to throw the ball to Goddard. He might get more targets because obviously the Jets will be keeping an eye on Brown and Smith, so Goddard might get more targets.
Yeah, there's. Again, it's another one where the floor is 0, but the ceiling is massive.
He's had plenty of bloody zeros already. You can stop with him.
Yeah, exactly. So good chance for Birmingham Giants to get a second win on the board. And I'm assuming the top lot must be playing each other then. So there you go. Crew Juggernauts and the Whitworth Educators.
That'll be a good game.
2 4-1s.
Well, so Dylan open at Barclay plays this week.
Yes, and he's got Herbert coming back off his bye week, which is big. He'll be really hoping that Barkley plays, like you say. And Crew Juggernauts, they've got to do something about Richardson, who's on the bench, and Jordan Love's on the bench. So Crew Juggernauts are quarterback shopping this week. Who's in the agency for quarterbacks, Johnny?
Well, Dylan's got 3.
He does.
Mayfield.
I'm sure. But he's got Allen coming back off bye week. He's got Cooper coming back off bye week. Palmer coming back off bye week. So they'll replace kind of Watson, who's on his bye week, and then he's got options. Many options for Crew Juggernauts. Who's in agency?
Mayfield, Garoppolo, Dobbs.
I think Mayfield's on bye week this week.
No, I believe it was last week. No.
Was that last week? No, it's this week.
Week 5. No, week 5, that was last week.
So it was, of course, because I had Evans on bye. Yeah, so he's got, there's plenty of options there. Why would you have
Minshew?
I tell you, that would be as good an option as any. But you've got, there's
Minshew likes to spread it around.
I would be sitting with 3 in your team. I just don't get it. So plenty of options for Crew Juggernauts. One of them, I'm sure, will be starting for the Crew Juggernauts in week number 6.
Yeah, well, that's obviously the top game is the top game.
It is.
Then obviously you got that one as well. That'll be a cracker.